For the update, any chance of a super secret, ultra obscure Easter egg that people wouldn't even know about for months? Dunno, people tend to data mine the game day one, so it's hard to say what remains a secret and what not. Although in the current public version of Termina, there is something that I think is not widely known. At least I haven't seen anyone mention it, despite the build being 2 years old. This was posted to Blue Sky on August 13th. It started some discussion on the Fear and Hunger subreddit and the Discord, but in the end there were very few real proposals of what this secret might be. The Discord's discussion ended pretty quickly, mostly just wondering if it was something that had been data mined, and bringing up previous details Mirror has mentioned as being unnoticed. Some claw marks on the cave wall meant to be from Moonless, and this tire track next to a truck, which I've noticed before. I assume people just wouldn't talk about it because it's unimportant. Reddit and Blue Sky did have 2 proposals. Proposal 1. The weird moonhead guy that can appear in the Golden Gates. This was also proposed on Blue Sky, where Mirror said, "Nah, that's pretty common knowledge." So, since it is common knowledge, I'm sure there's no need to explain it. Everybody knows about the mysterious moon man with a 1 in 100 chance of appearing. Proposal 2. Maybe the mask that Osa can get if he gets the keys after checking a random desk 100 times in his intro. This one is even on the wiki, so it's very unlikely to be the secret, but Mirror did reply to it, and the reply had some very useful information. I'm under the impression that all the graphical assets of the game and text has been combed through. The thing that makes this particular secret so well hidden is that it's only mildly interesting on surface level, but it's the context that makes it what it is. It's something that won't draw too much attention unless you're knee-deep in the lore. That's how secrets should probably be hidden moving onwards. It's nearly impossible to hide things in games these days. All the mysticism and playground rumors are things of past. From the moment I saw this post, I was interested in figuring out what it was, but it was this comment that provided enough direction for me to attempt a real search. It's not a simple asset or text file that can be data mined. On its own, it's only mildly interesting, but the context makes it more meaningful. It won't draw too much attention unless you already know a lot about the lore, and from the original post, we know that Mirror hasn't seen anyone mention it, which doesn't mean it's never been talked about before, but if it has to have still remained obscure. These criteria convinced me to change my plans for that day and immediately start live streaming the search for this secret. After getting OBS to properly record RPG Maker, I streamed 3 hours searching through the game looking for any secret like this. I wasn't done yet, so 2 days later I streamed for 2 more hours to finish it off. After all that searching, looking at every tile of any interest, checking the paintings and the mirrors and anything I could find that was only slightly interesting, I only had one candidate that fit Mirror's description. There's a weird room in the basement of the mayor's manor with a locked door. You're supposed to get there by drawing a Venushka sigil on the ritual circle upstairs, then climbing down these vines. But there actually isn't any check that you've drawn the sigil, so you can just climb down no matter what. Or break the door down. It has 1,400 health, so like impossible early on, but not difficult later in the game. Now this room itself isn't an undiscovered secret, it's a pretty obvious secret. It is a weird place though, and what I think the secret could be is this book specifically. All it says is, you can't make sense of the writing. It doesn't look like any known language to you. I think on its own, that book is only slightly interesting. Without any more context, that's basically meaningless. But if you know enough about the lore, and you use party talk in this room, Osa will explain that the pulsating sacks in this room are manifestations of the Black. He doesn't exactly explain it, but there are several questions you can ask the Hall of the Gods that refer to the Black as seemingly the effect of the God of the Depths that transforms people, like that black liquid seeping from the walls. So these are some manifestation of the God of the Depths. Now look at that book again. Is there any unknown language associated with the God of the Depths? My first thought was mastery over insects. Maybe this book is written in bug. But you never see writing of it in the first game, and I had a better idea later. In the Cave Dweller Village, there's this little book on this table that is described. There is a crude notebook on the table, but its contents remain mystery to you. The writing consists of random symbols that lack all finesse. So this could be the same writing. They're both completely unrecognizable writing systems associated with the God of the Depths. And for the final criteria, I've never seen anybody mention this before. As far as I know, that book has just remained a mystery. We can't read what it says, so we don't have much meaning from it. I wasn't certain this was the secret, but to me it seemed to fit all the hints we had. A day after the original post, Mirror said on Blue Sky that he would confirm the secret if somebody were to find it, so I replied to his comment on Reddit to see if I was right. The secret I was talking about is actually pretty notable as far as overall lore goes. Like, it reveals some major stuff if you put puzzle pieces together in right order. It hurts that I wasn't right, but I'm motivated to search even harder because now it's not just some obscure thing nobody's ever talked about, it's a hidden piece of really important information. But I already went through the whole game. So, after getting that, I checked all the uses of the talk skill on enemies and the party talk skill, and that didn't really have anything either. Like, I mean, maybe there's a mystery about how old some parts of the city are, like the tower predates the city and there's these ancient tombs and the sewers are ancient as well. I doubt that's it, though. So I don't really know what I could do other than repeat exactly what I already did looking through the whole thing, and I don't expect that to have better results. So if any of you have ideas, go ahead and look for yourselves. It also would be nice just to not spam Miro to, like, ask some other people about what you saw first, so he doesn't get 20 more messages asking if it's the Moonhead Man. So for the rest of the video, I just want to show off a bunch of things I found during those searches that I hadn't ever seen before, and I found interesting, even if they definitely weren't the secret. And for ease of editing, these are being shown silently. I just like editing silent videos sometimes.
you